Act 5 of The Bourgeois Gentleman by Moliere. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Act 5. Scene 1. Madame Jourdain, Monsieur Jourdain.
Oh, my God! Mercy! What is all this? What a spectacle! Are you dressed for masquerade, and is this a time to go masked? Speak then. What is this? Who has bunged you up like that?
See the impertinent woman, to speak in this way to a mamamuchi.
How's that?
Yes, you must show me respect now, as I've just been made a mamamuchi.
What are you trying to say with your mamamuchi?
Mamamuchi, I tell you. I'm a mamamuchi.
What animal is that?
Mamamuchi, that is to say in our language, paladin.
Paladin? Are you of an age to dance in ballets?
What an ignorant woman! I said paladin. It's a dignity which has just been bestowed upon me in a ceremony.
What ceremony, then?
Mahometa per Jourdina.
What does that mean?
Jourdina, that is to say, Jourdain.
Very well. What of Jourdain?
Voulez far un paladina der Jourdina.
What?
Dar tubanta con galera.
Which is to say what?
Per defenda Palestina.
What are you trying to say?
Dara bastonara.
What jargon is this?
Non tener honta, questa star un'ultima affronta.
What in the world is all that?
Monsieur Jourdain, dancing and singing.
Hula ba, balachu, balaba, balada.
Alas! Oh, Lord! My husband has gone mad.
Monsieur Jourdain, leaving.
Peace, insolent woman! Shows respect to the Monsieur Mamamuchi.
Has he lost his mind? I must hurry to stop him from going out. This is the last straw. I see nothing but shame on all sides.
She leaves. Scene 2. Dorante, Dorimene.
Yes, madame, you are going to see the most amusing thing imaginable. I don't believe it would be possible to find in all the world another man as crazy as that one is. And then, too, madame, we must try to help Cléonte's plan by supporting his masquerade. He's a very gallant man and deserves our help.
I think highly of him, and he deserves happiness.
Besides that, we have here, madame, another ballet performance that we shouldn't miss, and I want to see if my idea will succeed.
I saw magnificent preparations, and I can no longer permit this, Durant. Yes, I finally want to end your extravagances and to stop all these expenses that I see you go to for me. I have decided to marry you right away. This is the truth of it, that all these sorts of things end with marriage, as you know.
Madame, is it possible that you should have taken such a sweet decision in my favor?
It is only to impede you from ruining yourself. Without that, I see very well that before long you would not have a penny.
How obliged I am to you, madame, for the care you have to conserve my money. It is entirely yours, as well as my heart, and you may use them in whatever fashion you please.
I'll make use of them both. But here is your man. His costume is wonderful.
Scene 3. Monsieur Jourdain, Dorante, Dorimene.
Sir, we come to pay homage, madame and I, to your new dignity, and to rejoice with you at the marriage between your daughter and the son of the Grand Turk.
Monsieur Jourdain, after bowing in the Turkish way.
Sir, I wish you the strength of serpents and the wisdom of lions.
I was very glad, sir, to be among the first to come to congratulate you upon rising to such a high degree of honor.
Madame, I wish your rose-bush to flower all year long. I am infinitely obliged to you for taking part in the honors bestowed upon me, and I am very happy to see you returned here, so I can make very humble excuses for the ridiculous behavior of my wife.
That's nothing. I excuse her jumping to conclusions. Your heart must be precious to her, and it isn't strange that the possession of such a man as you should inspire some jealousy.
The possession of my heart is a thing that has been entirely gained by you.
You see, madame, that Monsieur Jourdain is not one of those men that good fortune blinds, and that he still knows, even in his glory, how to recognize his friends.
It is the mark of a completely generous soul.
Where then is his Turkish Highness? We want as your friends to pay him our respects.
Here he comes, and I have sent for my daughter in order to give him her hand.
Scene 4. Cléonte, Covielle, Monsieur Jourdain, etc.
Sir, we've come to bow to your Highness as friends of the gentleman who is your father-in-law, and to assure you with respect of our very humble services.
Where's the interpreter to tell him who you are, and to make him understand what you say? You will see that he will reply, and that he speaks Turkish marvelously. Hey there! Where the devil has he gone?
To Cléonte.
Strof, striff, strof, straff! The gentleman is a grande signore, grande signore, grande signore! And madam is a dama grande. Ah, he, monsieur, he French mamamucci, and madame also French mamamucci. I can't say it more clearly. Good, here's the interpreter. Where are you going? We don't know how to say anything without you. Tell him that monsieur and madame are persons of high rank, who have come to pay their respects to him as my friends, and to assure him of their services. You'll see how he will reply.
Alabala krokiama ki boram alabaman.
See?
He says that the rain of prosperity should water the garden of your family in all seasons.
I told you that he speaks Turkish.
That's wonderful.
Scene 5. Lucile, Monsieur Jourdain, Dorante, Dorimene, etc.
Come, my daughter. Come here and give your hand to the gentleman who does you the honor of asking for you in marriage.
What, father, look at you. Are you playing in comedy?
No, this is not a comedy. It's a very serious matter, and as full of honor for you as possible. There is the husband I give you.
To me, father?
Yes, to you. Come, put your hand in his, and give thanks to heaven for your happiness.
I have absolutely no wish to marry.
I wish it, I who am your father.
I'll do nothing of the sort.
Ah, what a nuisance. Come, I tell you, give your hand.
No, my father, I told you there is no power on earth that can make me take any husband other than Cléonte, and I will go to extreme measure rather than...
Recognizes Cléonte.
It is true that you are my father. I owe you complete obedience, and it is for you to dispose of me according to your wishes.
Ah, I am delighted to see you return so promptly to your duty, and it pleases me to have an obedient daughter.
Scene 6. Madame Jourdain, Monsieur Jourdain, Cléonte, etc.
What now? What's this? To say that you want to give your daughter in a marriage to someone in a carnival costume?
Will you be quiet, impertinent woman? You always throw your absurdities into everything, and there's no teaching you to be reasonable.
It's you that there's no way of making wise, and you go from folly to folly. What is your plan, and what do you want to do with this assemblage of people?
I want to marry our daughter to the son of the Grand Turk.
To the son of the Grand Turk?
Yes, greet him through the interpreter there.
I don't need an interpreter, and I'll tell him straight out myself, to his face, that there's no way he'll have my daughter.
I ask you again, will you be quiet?
What? Madame Jourdain, do you oppose such good fortune as that? You refuse his Turkish Highness as your son-in-law?
My goodness, sir! Mind your own business.
It's a great glory which is not to be rejected.
Madame, I beg you also not to concern yourself with what does not affect you.
It's the friendship we have for you that makes us involve ourselves in your interest.
I can get along quite well without your friendship.
Your daughter here agrees to the wishes of her father.
My daughter consents to marry a Turk?
Without doubt.
She can forget Cléonte?
What wouldn't one do to be a great lady?
I would strangle her with my own hands if she did something like that.
That is just so much talk. I tell you, this marriage shall take place.
And I say there's no way that it will happen.
Oh, what a row!
Mother!
Go away. You're a hussy.
What? You quarrel with her for obeying me?
Yes, she's mine as much as yours.
Madame!
What do you want to tell me?
A word!
I want nothing to do with your word.
Covielle to Monsieur Jourdain.
Sir, if she will hear a word in private, I promise you to make her consent to what you want.
I will never consent to it.
Only listen to me.
No.
Listen to him.
No, I don't want to listen to him.
He is going to tell you.
I don't want him to tell me anything whatsoever.
There is the great stubbornness of a woman. How can it hurt you to listen to him?
Just listen to me. After that you can do as you please.
All right. What?
Covielle, aside to Madame Jourdain.
For an hour, madame, we've been signalling to you. Don't you see that all this is done only to accommodate ourselves to the fantasies of your husband? That we are fooling him under this disguise, and that it is Cléonte himself who is the son of the Grand Turk? And I, Covielle, am the interpreter.
If this is the case, then I surrender.
Don't let on.
Yes, it's done. I agree to the marriage.
Ah, now everyone's reasonable. You didn't want to hear it. I knew he would explain to you what it means to be the son of the Grand Turk.
He explained it to me very well, and I am satisfied. Let us send for a notary.
This is very well said. And finally, Madame Jourdain, in order to relieve your mind completely, and that you may lose today all the jealousy that you may have conceived of your husband, we will have the same notary marry us, Madame and me.
I agree to that also.
Is this to make her believe our story?
Dorante, aside to Monsieur Jourdain.
It is necessary to amuse her with this pretense.
Good, good. Someone go for the notary.
While we wait for him to come and while he draws up the contracts, let us see our ballet and divert his Turkish Highness with it.
That is very well advised. Come, let's take our places.
And Nicole?
I give her to the interpreter, and my wife to whoever wants her.
Sir, I thank you.
Aside.
If one can find a greater fool, I'll go to Rome to tell it.
The comedy ends with a ballet. End of Act 5. End of The Bourgeois Gentleman by Molière.